Good day everyone, welcome to CAPITALFX Academy. Today's class I will be talking about trading. For those of you that is new in the system, I want you to understand that there are different categories, different spaces or different departments in trading. Now, in trading now we have like popularly the one we know, crypto trading, forex trading, stock trading and so on. Now, in this particular video I will talk about crypto trading, then next video we'll talk about forex trading, next video we'll talk about stocks. Now in this video we'll be focusing on crypto, but before we continue, let's understand what trading is. In general word or in general English, they say trading is seen as an act of exchange between two parties. Trading is the act of exchange of goods between two parties. You understand? It is an agreement made by two parties on how to exchange their goods. Maybe in the olden days they call it trade by barter. Now you ask, trade by barter, how they do it is that, let's assume you have yam and the other person has cassava tubers. You understand? So you now say, okay, I want your cassava, let me give you yam. You people will now sit down and come into an agreement. Okay, give me 5 tubers of yam, I will give you 50 tubers of cassava. You understand? Then you people will agree. That agreement is called a contract. You understand? But we are not going into that. But now we are now coming into trading. Now trading now is now you just like you forecasting the price of the market. We are no more in the olden days where you trade by barter. This time around we are kind of telling you, okay, let's assume someone is selling phone and you are someone that analyze, you travel a lot and you have association with the company that is producing maybe that phone, let's say itel or iphone. Now after going to your inner circle that is into the company and you now discover that price of iphone will depreciate or will increase, you now come back, you now circulate it, do your analysis based on what you have heard and counterbalance with everything. You go to market and have done your research and now say, oh my brother, come buy iphone today and sell it, hold it till maybe 2 to 5 years or 2 to 3 months, then sell it back, you will make more profit. That is analyzing the market, the structure of the market. That is how it works. So now today we'll be talking about cryptocurrencies. Many of you have heard of cryptocurrencies, but you don't know that in crypto there's 2 ways to trade it. It's either you are a spot trader or you are a margin or future trader. Now let me explain what spot trading is first. In spot trading, let me use this scenario to analyze it, to explain it for you guys. Let's assume you're someone that you sell cooked food, you sell cooked rice. Let's use rice as an example. Now you now went to market to buy bags of rice so that you can start your business. Then on the process, with your years of experience and understanding in the market, you now discover that whenever something like this starts happening, the price of rice used to increase. You now decide, okay, I wanted to buy, normally I buy 5 bars for my cooking, but at this time around I'll buy 50 bars so that I can store it in my store. Now you now purchase that 50 bars. Now you go back to your shop, you don't have choice, you will start selling your rice, the cooked rice, at the current rates. You understand? You don't sell based on your future forecast. You understand? So now let's assume that you are selling it per plate, or you are selling it, let's just say bag. Let's use bag so that the analogy will be easier for us to explain. Then maybe you bought it per bag 25,000 naira, and later after buying it and you are selling it 30,000, later the price moved from 30,000 to 50,000 naira. You are selling it instantly. Once the price increases, anybody that, even if it's today 2 minutes ago the price increased and another person comes in to buy, you are selling it with the current price in the market, because everybody will change their price immediately. Some of you have noticed that when you go to price something today, if you come back tomorrow they will tell you price don't increase. You understand? So that is how it works. So now, but now let's assume that in 2 days or 5 weeks or some time later, the price now depreciates from 50,000 naira to down to 10,000 naira. You don't have choice. The one in your shop that you're cooking, those ones you have cooked, you are selling it. Why are you selling it? If you don't sell it, the food will spoil. You understand? And if you sell it, you are losing almost 50. You are losing 15,000 naira instantly. Anyone you sell, you are losing 15,000 naira. You don't have choice. You just have to accept your loss. So now, that shop, that one that you are selling instantly, is what we call future trading. In future trading, as you dey play, you dey show. If you analyze the market now, let's assume you now analyze the market that buy BTC at $50,000. BTC now get to $50,000 and start buying. You will be making profit instantly. Then maybe something now happen. BTC now reverse back and come to that 50,000 naira and go below and start going down. Come inside, and start going inside again. When as it is going inside, that 50,000 naira, you are losing your money instantly. You understand? You are losing it instantly. Then if you are losing it, your money is going instantly, then you have two options. Is either you close your trade or you leave it. For those of you that does not use stop loss, is either you close it or the market hit liquidate you. Liquidate you means your rice don't spoil. That means your money don't go, everything, your account empty. You understand? Or you close it in the loss that you have made, at least to hold something at hand. That is how that one works. Then, but another one is, if you now come into sports trading, remember there is some bags of rice you have in your storage. Those ones you bought it because you knew that the price of rice will certainly increase. Now, that time that the bags of rice have moved from 25,000 naira to 10,000 naira, it does not mean that the value is only the value of the rice you have in your store that depreciates, not the quantity or the content of the rice in the bag that depreciates. So now what you are doing now is, what you should know is that so far you buy your coin and keep your wallet, the number of coin does not reduce. It's just the value of that coin that is depreciating. So that is spot trading. Spot trading is like actual buying of that coin to keep in your wallet. But future trading is just like forecasting the price of the market, not actually that you're purchasing that coin. That is why in future trading you can buy and sell and make profit at the same time. You understand? But in spot trading, is either you buy, you don't sell what you don't have. It's until when you have the coin, then you can sell it to know whether you have made your profit or not. So that time that the bag of rice have depreciated, you can decide not to sell the rice and wait until the price now increase based on your analysis. But maybe suddenly you discover that your analysis was wrong, that something has happened, that rice start coming to market again, then you acquire your loss. You have made your loss. But if you follow your analysis, you will make your profit. I believe with this thing you understand the two difference between spot trading and future trading. Future trading, you are not buying the coin, you are just forecasting the price. But spot trading, you are both forecasting and you are buying it actually, just like an investment. Forex trade, future trading is not an investment. You understand? So that is for it. Now, there is another thing you need to understand. In cryptocurrency, there is a way they calculate it. They calculate it with leverage and percentage. Now, in crypto now, let's use, and in this leverage and percentage is only used in percentage is used in both spot and future trading, but leverage is only used in future trading. Now you will ask yourself, what is leverage? Leverage is, when they say to leverage something, to increase, to add, to add. Yes, you understand? So when you have a coin, when you want to enter a trade in crypto trading, they will tell you, you will see where they wrote leverage. That leverage, you will see 5x leverage, 10x leverage, 15x leverage. Now what that leverage is telling you is just like borrowing money from the company. But let me explain it this way. If you are using $10 to enter a trade and you are using 10x leverage, that x means multiplication. That means that your $10 times 10x. That you see, just bring 10x, put in 10, it will be 10 times 10. That means $100. That means you are now telling the market means that you are now investing total of $100 instead of $10 into the market. Because you are investing it that way, it means that you have borrowed up to $90 from the company or from the exchange you are using to trade. Now, that means when you are making your profit, they have already calculated it and deduct their own profits, and they are giving you your own return. So if you are using 10% profit, now it means 10% of any amount you invested, they have already taken their own. They are not showing you their own part. Now you will now say 10% of total money is $100 you invested. Now if you calculate the percentage of your investment, that means you invested 10% of that $100. You understand? So you now bring your 10% that you invested and now say 10% of that your 10% is now what? 10% of your 10% should be like $1. That is your own profit. You understand? I hope like this clear. You understand? So now that leverage, that means the higher the leverage, the higher the risk. Now let me explain why the higher the leverage is the same as higher the risk. If the leverage, now let's put it this way, look at the screen, focus on the screen current right now. If you bring you analyze a trade, let's say this particular trade now, I want you to look closer. You will see a place they wrote stop. That place is stop loss. Now let me explain how stop loss work. I want to explain this thing before I go back to this leverage of a thing. Now, stop loss is, remember, I told you that when you're trading futures, as your money they go, you don't they go until you use stop loss. Stop loss is just like stop losing my money. That means you have $100 in your account, and after investing, you now say you can only afford to lose $40 or $20 or $10. Then you set your stop loss to either $20 or $40 as you agreed within you and your conscience. You understand? Then after setting it, if the market start going against you, and the market you start, you know, when the market start going against you, you see minus $10, minus $15. Then once you reach minus $20, your market, whether you are online or you are not online, your market will close automatically, losing just losing that $20, leaving $80 for you in your account. You don't need you to be online. The bot will close it immediately, not waiting for you. Whether you're online or not, it will close. They will just send you a notification that your so position has been closed. Then there's another one we call take profits. Now if you check the screen, you will see this part. Now they said targets, that is take profit, TP. Now that take profit is now telling you if your take profit is 50%, that means you are telling the market that if I can profit up to 50% of the money I am using to invest, it should close whether I'm online or not. So once the market start going to profit, I see 10% profit, 20% profit, 30% profit, 40% profit, 50% profit, and get to 50% profit. Immediately you hit 50% profit, the trade will close. And take your profits and put in your account, your trading account. That means if it was $100 you invested, 50% of $100 will be $50. That means in your account, when you come back, you will meet $150 instead of just $100. That is how it functions. It's very, very important. Then you will see that in this middle one, you will see where they say open P&L, profit and loss, but just focus on open. This open is telling you where you actually enter the trade. Remember, they will tell you what is your entry price. You will talk. So when the market gets to your entry price, it will trigger. Is that your entry price? From your entry price that they will start calculating. That means, remember, in our previous video, I told us that this chart is like a graph. You understand? Chart is like a graph. So this your entry price is just like where the origin of your own graph. Now, how is graph? Graph is this way. Graph is this way. Now this is a graph. So this graph is representing x axis, x positive axis, y positive axis, x negative axis, y negative axis. But in trading now, this y x negative axis, we don't need it. So what we need is just y positive, y negative, and x. So now, if you are buying, the market will be going up. If you are selling, the market is going down. So wherever you put your entry is recorded where your calculation for your profit will start from. So let's assume in this particular trade we are about to sell. Why, you will ask yourself, where are we selling? The typical example I will just give is that if you look at this box, you see that this green part is bigger and is facing downward, and the small part is facing upward. That small part is always represented, that's the red part, this is representing the stop loss, while the green part is representing the take profit. The stop loss means where the market can go against you and reach and the market will close. Take profit means where the market can go in your favor and get to the zone and close. That means whenever you see something like this, once it's facing like this, it is a buy position, a sell position, sorry. Then if it is this way, you see the green part is facing upward, the right side is facing downward. That means in this case it is seen as a buy position. Why? Because the profit part is facing upward, the small part, that which is the stop loss, is facing downward. Just easy. Then the point in between, if you look at the side, you will see that there is 3 points, 1, 2, 3. Now that 1, 2, 3, the one in the middle, this is the second one, the one in this place is the entry point. The one close to it, that is the stop loss. The one far away from it is the take profit target. That is it. That is just how it is. So using it normally, when the market is is selling, it will go on negative x-axis. When it is buying, it will go on negative y-axis. When it is buying, it will go on positive y-axis. Remember, I told you that the x-axis is indicating the time. Now the price, the y-axis is indicating the price, which is this. The price is supposed to be at the back of this side, but we bring it at the front because you as an analyzer, you keep it in the front so that you keep in check of the price. It is easier. Then the one below is indicating the period, the time. Remember when you plotted your graph, let's assume you plotted a graph of velocity, which is displacement all over time. You will now see that displacement is on a y-axis, the time is on the x-axis. That is exactly what is here. The displacement is the price, represented as the price. Then the time is now the same as the time, which is here, the down part. You understand? So that is how it functions. So as I was saying about the leverage, now you took this particular trade, and this is your leverage, and you invested money, and the leverage is this particular one now is 0.65%. Now in this, look at it, in this 0.65%, this is normal. That means any leverage you are using, you times it with what is here. 0.65% is here. I am risking 0. So if I buy it in spot, if I enter this trade in spot, is, so remember, spot does not deal with leverage. It will go exactly directly with the percentage that is here. But if I'm using it in future, if I use 10x in future, that means at this point it will be 0.65 times 10. If I'm using 20x, it will be 0.65 times 20. That will be my stop loss. Then if I'm using 10x for the take profit, it will be 2.59 times 10. If I'm using 20x, it will be 2.59 times 20. That is how it functions. So for the meantime, we'll end here today. Follow up for the next video to learn more on crypto before we go into spot futures and before we go into forex and stocks. If you have any question, do well on the comment section, comment with your question, then when we go through it, we'll make a video concerning it to answer your question. Thank you so much, guys, and have a nice day.